I'm high as shit. Okay. Life has been fucking interesting lately. It's been great. Can't complain. But in a sense, you could complain. And I get it. People at the bottom be like, what the fuck do you got to complain about if you're at the top, right? All those motherfuckers that are at the top, all those people that got everything, they still have things to complain about. It's because when you're a high achiever, you want to achieve so much. Like for me, it's not like I don't necessarily want physical items. I just want to be a better person. So when maybe if I get too angry, maybe like I'll look back at it and be like, fuck, I don't want that in me anymore. Sometimes I get mad at myself. I've been stretching myself thin. Like my boss at work had to fucking talk to me because I'm late to work every day. I've been late to work almost every day since I started this fucking job. Um, like 3 months ago. But I explained to her it's because of everything I'm doing, and and I was bluntly honest. The job is not my first priority. You know, like it's like my third. Like I don't know. I have so many things I'm trying to do. Even like all my friends said it. My friend said it yesterday. He was like, "Damn, bro, you do a lot." I was like, I just want to do because at 26 years old, I can do so much more than I'll be able to do at 46 years old. Because I have so much more energy right now than like that. I'm in my prime. You know what I mean? Like things are working out. The world around me is becoming like this video game where I found the cheat code. And yeah, money right now I can make in many different ways legally. You know what I mean? Like legally, like I can do whatever I want in that sense, but shit's still stressing me out in the sense that I'm always on the move. I'm always on the go. I've had 2 days off and I haven't been able to really sit the fuck down, not once. Like, and I'm just like one of those moments. Like, I think that's why, like, in a sense, I tripped so hard last week because I needed to release some fucking, ugh, I don't know. Because I'm doing a I started my podcast. I'm gonna get that first episode up. Then I'm gonna have another guest, and then I'm on another podcast, and I'll be doing other podcasts, and uh, I'm gonna be selling CBD. I'm trying to work on opening an actual cafe. I have a coffee connect. I have a CBD connect. I have these like I'm putting all this shit together, and I'm doing it by myself. So like I'm just fucking losing my mind because I also work a job. I have a daughter and two basically step daughters that I think about and care about, and that I want to provide for. And it's like I'm on this whole fucking like other level now than I used to be. I feel like a man. It's fun because in a sense that's why I feel a little stressed lately, is because lately I've been becoming a man. I've been, I don't know, taking on the responsibilities that a man should take on for his family, for himself, for to be, because you got to become. We're on this journey to become something. Like if you think you are something, then you are lost because you are never something. You are always becoming something. It's like I'm on this constant growth. Like a flower is not constant. It's not okay with being a seed. A seedling. It likes to keep going and growing and growing until it blooms, and then it dies. Right after it blooms, and I feel like I haven't reached my bloom yet, and I need to I'm planting all these seeds right now in my life. Like I planted all these seeds, and now I feel like I can fucking do this shit. But that's the thing, you can do this shit. The funny part about reality is there's nothing stopping you or me from getting 4 jobs, right? Like Kevin Gates, that old song, I got six jobs or whatever the fuck it's called. But that is real, right? There's nothing stopping me and you from getting 6 fucking jobs right now. Just for like, my thing is, I don't need to work this hard for that long. It's not like I'm planning on doing this for the rest of my life. It's just that if you work hard for a long enough period of time, as hard as you can fucking do, there's nothing, then you can acquire a bunch of shit that can help you get what the fuck you're trying to get. Like if your plan is to, buy a house and be comfortable with your family and all this shit, like my thing is, my problem is I always have bigger goals than my fucking little tiny human body can achieve at this moment in time. So I be thinking, okay, I don't want to buy a house. I want to buy 5 houses. I don't want to buy like, the reason why is because I don't want to buy a house until I can buy 2 houses, right? Because I want to be able to rent one house out and then live in another, because the one I'm renting out to people will pay for mine that I'm living in. Like a, a house that you buy doesn't make you any money. It's actually taking money from you and your family, even though it's providing a roof for your family. It's this weird shit, right? But these are loopholes that I'm learning, that like, that's why I'm fine with renting for now. I'm fine with living in the fucking projects for now. I don't care about any of that shit. It's just I'm trying to just um I don't know, grow, right? There it goes. But yeah, I probably did yesterday, bro. Like yesterday, I had a fucking moment. Like Anthony Tooley says, "Watch Life Is Not a Journey" by Ellen Watts, and I probably did yesterday because I watched. It's weird. I watched a bunch of Ellen Watts videos yesterday and I don't really watch Ellen Watts that often. To be real with you, one of his videos made me cry. It was one of those shit. It was one of those moments yesterday. I was like, damn, I'm getting like, because he punched me in the face with a reality that made me laugh, but also what made me like, what the fuck? Yeah, because we all did have the ability to change our thoughts and change our reality, and my life is better than ever, and I'm sitting here sad about it, or sad that I'm putting in all this work, and it's like, damn. um I don't know. Sometimes I call them moments of weakness, because I feel like everyone has moments of weakness, when then moments where you will doubt yourself, moments where you will sit there and think like, yeah, because man, I just had a moment of weakness yesterday, and it was one of those things, and it made me realize that this is just what it takes to become the man that I envision in my head. Who do it's like who you are today is nowhere near the person you could be. But we all know this about ourselves, right? We all know, like, in your head that you could work harder, you could be better. Because, like I said, this is just my literal life that I've been thinking. And I told someone else about it the other day. And literally, he just got out of fucking prison. He's an old friend of mine. But I told, he said, he was getting a job, and um, but like he was like, yo, I might as well get another job and another job. And like he said, all I gotta do this is for like a little bit. And I was like, exactly, bro. It's crazy that, like, if you get 6 jobs right now, you only have to work those 6 jobs for maybe 6 months, and then you're on some like, don't have to worry about nothing shit. Like, you've built up. But the thing is, what are you working for? I feel like a lot of people are working for money, and that's the problem. That's why nothing works for them. I don't give a fuck about money. I still don't give a like. It looks weird because everyone's like, there's a lot of people that said, "Oh, I've changed because I have money now," but I don't give a fuck about money. If it was legal for me to get the money, I burn that shit. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't mean anything. It's just I understand now that life is about understanding who you are, so you can kind of figure out how to tweak it. And what's so crazy is there was this Alan Watts video. It's so crazy you mentioned Alan Watts because Alan Watts video yesterday that I watched, he was talking about this is where our anxiety comes from. Basically, is that before humans figured out that we can control reality, like right now, I can manifest reality based on my thoughts. And Alan Watts was talking about before human beings figured that out, we were like in connection, in the moment, in the now. But when we figured out that our thoughts can create the future and our actions can create the future based on our thoughts and actions, that's when human beings, started having anxiety. And he said that's when, and to me it made so much sense because yesterday I had so much anxiety. And he was like, the thing is that you could be who you, the thing is, be. There is no good, bad. Like, I was getting what the fuck he was saying. It was so crazy because I needed to hear everything he was fucking saying yesterday. But like, it's so real. Like, there is no good or, like, babies don't think about it, right? Like, when a baby or a toddler, right, is sitting there and they're disobeying their parent, are they bad necessarily? Are they evil? No, they're just being. It's not necessarily that they're good or bad. There is no good or bad in a sense in a little baby. You know what I mean? There is only what is because the baby only expresses. So if it's sad, it cries. If it's mad, it might cry in a different way. There's different forms of crying. But like, this is, I guess, Alan Watts was just going in yesterday. I was like, damn. And it just definitely made me rethink some shit and be like, okay. So when I get mad, there's nothing wrong with that. It's that the avoidance of trying to get mad, like, I don't know. It's like trying to get rid of desire. He was also talking about, like, if you're trying to get rid of desire, you're desiring to get rid of desire. Like, it's still a desire. Like, you're still wanting to get rid of something. And the realization is that you will always desire. You cannot get rid of it. It's just you can kind of manage what you desire in a sense, because I desire to be a better person. I desire to be a better father. I desire to be a better man. I desire to be a better, boyfriend and future husband for my future wife. I desire to, like, these are things that I desire. But those desires are better than physical objects because those desires in a sense will bring you physical objects. That's what people don't realize. Like, if you're a better man, I bet you'll have more money. I bet you'll have more of the things that you love in your life. You know what I mean? That's just reality. Like, and I've just been questioning to myself, like, who the fuck am I? Like, am I really a good man? But then questions, okay, what is a fucking good man? There is no such thing as good, bad. There only is what is. And right now I am not the best that I could be. That's why I'm working so hard, but that's why I'm also stressing myself out. And sometimes I need to release and realize that it's a cosmic joke and I'm taking this shit too seriously sometimes. And it's like a constant remember and forget, because when you forget, that's when you're sad and depressed and anxious and angry and all this other shit, because you forgot for a brief moment, but then you remember. And that's literally what I've been going through in my motherfucking life. Like, I work a store job and like a clerk job, and I also, you know what I mean, I'm trim CBD, but I'm about to be selling CBD products and selling kratom, and I'm gonna be selling, coffee and different, maybe a cafe and all this other shit, right? But yet none of that matters because all of that takes so much fucking work that it's stressing me out to the point where almost yesterday I almost said, "Fuck this shit, I'm giving up," And I might also have the opportunity to become like almost like a legitimate shaman in a sense, and I've been researching these things and have like a retreat, and and if I did that, would I still want to do all the other things I'm doing? Who knows? I'm writing 2 books. I'm doing a podcast. I'm doing, and I just think that you can do too whatever you want to do in your head. It's not impossible. Just start it. I forget us really is just starting it. Just start what the fuck you want to do. Whether it's painting, if you don't know what to paint, well, start something. You'll flow with it. If you don't know what to write in a song, start something. You'll flow with it. If you don't know what to say in a video, start something. You'll flow with it. Because I don't know what the fuck I said in this video, and I don't know. I had no idea what I was gonna say or what I was gonna do. I just knew that I've been stressed a little bit and I needed to fucking talk and whatever. And yeah, the Mercury retrograde is going to make everyone anxious. The eclipse is also coming. It's a collective consciousness shift. I can see that though. Like, what's so funny though is I used to make fun of the Mercury in retrograde thing because like okay, maybe it doesn't affect me or whatever. Um, but I can see that it does affect something. Um, but right now, like I said, I can see that if I continue doing what I'm doing, the problem is it's really hard. It's really draining. I need sleep. I need to relax. I need time. I wish I had more time with my family. I wish whatever. But I know I have to work. I know I have to, even when I'm at home, I have to leave because I always have to work and like do shit. And that's just me right now. But I know if I continue this for because my plan is a 10-year plan. I'm literally going to do this shit until I am 35 years old. I started doing this at 25. I'm going to do this until I'm 35 because why the fuck not? Because what else are we here to do? And it's also we're only here because God is bored in infinite nothingness. Like, imagine being in God in black infinite space nothingness. What else would we do? We create life and other dimensions and death and reality and rebirth and all this other shit and computers and because we're just having fun. This is just us and we can do so much, but it is exhausting. It is tiring. It is very tiring to become the person you were meant to be, but you can always choose the lazy way out and just cop out to the system and let the system carry you and let the system turn you into what they want you to be. But it's really your choice. That's the fucking craziest part about all this shit is we have a choice, but we have the illusion that we don't because they don't teach us the choice. But information is out there. Information is key, and if you get the right information, you have to do something with it. Like you can't just hold on to it. And like that's what I've realized. Like I'm doing something with my information now. I wasn't for years. I've been using psychedelics for 6 years. For 6 years, like for 5 of those years, I wasn't applying shit to my life. Nothing. Like I've had hundreds of experiences, and I wasn't applying any of that knowledge really to my life. Besides saying I know this knowledge, but big whoop that I knew the fucking knowledge. But it wasn't helping my family. It wasn't helping the people around me. It wasn't helping me. I became homeless so many times in between those years. Like, but now I just see that it's like you have to apply this shit to your life. You can't just trip balls, go to other dimensions, and travel reality. No, you have to. What the fuck is that doing for you in this dimension? You have to apply it. And it's sad that it took me 6 years to realize this because if I would have just realized this from the beginning, my life, everything would have been different. But like, the thing is, I think life goes the way it's supposed to go. I think this is the way it was meant to be, and I think my life is the way it was meant to be because it feels right. But me personally, I usually go with my gut feelings. I usually trust my intuition. Like that's the things that people need to learn how to do. I have friends that have a lot more money than me and they want to start businesses, but they're scared. And that's the only reason why they haven't is because they're scared to lose the money that they've saved up. They have thousands of dollars saved up, scared to spend this money because it's hard, right? It's scary. It's scary to chase the person you were meant to be. It's scary to chase the dreams that you had since you were young or those dreams that you just got. But like, trust your intuition, trust your gut, trust yourself. I don't know. That's why you got to get to know yourself. So then you can trust yourself. How could you trust yourself if you don't know yourself? It's one of those situations. Because how do you trust someone else if you don't know them? You have to get to know somebody before you can trust them. So once you get to know yourself, you can trust your own judgment, trust your own gut, trust your, and sometimes don't be mistaken with your thoughts. Your thoughts will fuck you up. Your thoughts feel that it's right. If you're in the right relationship, you feel that it's right. If you're in the wrong one, you can feel that shit, right? Like, I don't know. If you have the right job, you can feel it. If you're at the wrong one, you can feel it. Like things should feel good. Like not necessarily like it's not that you should feel good all the time and happy all the time. You're gonna have times of whatever the fuck. But like, cause that's what I'm having. I'm doing what I want, what I love to do, but it's still getting me to what the fuck, where it's stressing me out because it's so much at points where it's like, holy shit, I just wish I could just take a fucking breather for a second, but I can't. I can, but I can't. This is my breather. I smoke. I trip. I travel dimensions. I'm a family man. I sit down and watch movies with the family, calm my consciousness. But like for the rest of reality, I'm always, always, always on the go. Like tomorrow, I work 3 to 11. The next day, I work 3 to 11. But right now, after this live stream, I'm gonna be, trimming CBD bud because that's my other side job. And then I gotta get. I'm supposed to be setting up a meeting with this guy that owns this bar because he wants to help me open up a cafe. But like, there's so much shit, right? Just too much shit. I have shit to edit. I have with yours. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's real. Like, I've been up since pretty early. Like, I mean, well, I went right back to bed. But right now, I'm brewing an edible. Right? I'm gonna be taking a cannabis edible, but that's only because I'm sitting here trimming CBD flower, so I can take a cannabis edible and sit here and vibe and trim some CBD flower and do my thing, for the day and relax because tomorrow I need to get back to working and I feel like I felt so stressed. I was about to like, ugh, I don't know. Part of me wants to go to Peru and just go drink ayahuasca with shamans. Like, I don't know. I'm one of those weird guys, right? I'm that type of weird guy where like my ideal vacation would be like, let me just go to Peru and find a shaman and drink ayahuasca with the shamans, and um, that would, yeah, that's my ideal version of. Someone else would version of was maybe going to Hawaii or going to the Bahamas or going to something like that, but yeah. Dude, I'm so fucking Z system currently. I don't know who the fuck I am. Anthony Tooley. Living contently often means living on the cusp of chaos slash stress and joy slash passion. Finding the balance is key. I want to go to Mexico, bro. Fuck yeah, me too. Um, Start a kratom farm. That'd be dope. I had that same idea, like going to Peru or Mexico or somewhere along around here, along these areas, closer to America, I guess, and grow a kratom farm because kratom would grow in those areas and it would thrive in those areas. Where I'm at, it would die. I don't know how. I don't know if it's physically possible if to train a tropical plant to survive a cold upstate New York winter. Because I live in upstate New York, but like I wonder over like 20 years of trying to train a tree, into the cold, could you train it to survive a winter? And then, I've had weird thoughts like this about a lot of plants. Because right now I'm growing clip daga, which is a version of wild daga. It's an African plant, and I've gotten it used to wetter soil. Because when I first, and this is fourth generation, so I've been doing this for 4 years, and these are fourth generation seeds, and it's like I'm slowly getting it. It's slowly evolving in a sense. I can see that though. I can see the leaves are. I think they're getting slightly smaller, to be honest. But it's like I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting how I can grow the fourth generation seeds, and the first generation seeds, and see that there is a slight difference, especially in the smell of the leaf. Second generation had a strong uh, cannabis like smell. Third generation had that same strong cannabis like smell or lemony smell under the leaf, but had a little more garlicky smell. I don't know. It was just weird. And it's like I made my own soil. Like I make my own soil using a bunch of different things. There's ormus in my soil as well. Um, like pure monoatomic ormus. It's monoatomic platinum and monoatomic gold. Uh, but I've just I've just been wondering if I can do this with other plants, right? Am I able to do this with kratom and make it good to the cold? Like I made Clipdaga better adapted to wet soil. Um, because yeah, because shit, well, up to 2 ounces. So here in New York, it's decriminalized up to 2 ounces. So I can have 2 ounces of real cannabis flower, and CBD flower is just legal, so it doesn't matter because I work for a CBD farmer here in upstate New York. But um, oh, but Anthony too, I agree completely with the chaos slash stress and joy slash passion thing. Because yo, that's real as fuck. Like that's literally how I feel. I feel like I'm just going for my passions. I feel passionate and living and free and like joyful, but at the same time stressed and like damn, I don't know, a little tired sometimes. Like even now I'm tired, but I drank too much coffee to go to sleep. I don't know. I just realized anything is possible, and I'll definitely check out Kratom Garden on Reddit. Anthony Tooley says uh, lots of U.S. growers having success, even in the Midwest. Because I know there's one plant, one kratom strain called honeybee. I'm pretty sure that is more easy to grow, more resilient to like stressful situations. Um, and that's fine because like I have this idea. I have a few ideas. So you can change genetics of plants. Like if you carve the seed and like put the seed on another like seed, like there's certain things crazy things I'm gonna attempt to do. I like I said, I do use ormus in my dirt, um, which you know, who the fuck knows what this shit's doing, but yeah, I'll definitely check out the kratom garden because I would like to grow kratom, and I know that I would have to grow it indoors because during the winter, you know. But like I said, I just want to try to see if I can get it stronger. But oh shit, I gotta pack this if I'm just trying to smoke. Yo yo, H70 Polo, H70 Polo. Holy shit. Okay. So I'm making an edible. So I'll be right back. I just got to strain out this edible. It's a chocolate milk edible. So yeah. Hold on. Sorry, it's taking much longer than I thought. Making cannabis edibles correctly is complicated as shit, but when done correctly, will fuck you up. Let me tell you. Well, now that I got my cannabis edible or drinkable. Alright. Eight seven zero pillow says, "Hope you're doing well." Yep, I'm doing all right. I'm doing. It's a mix between good and bad. It's this weird shit. He said, "Weed is all you need." I'm on my own oil right now. Just use half a gram to be good all day. Yeah, there's a 0.7 of shatter in here, plus like a 0.5 of regular cannabis flower. So it should be really dope. It's kind of hot. Should wait for it to cool down. Hopefully this tastes good. Yes, it is milk. It's actually milk up to here, milk up to like here, milk, and up to there, half and half. So like, because half and half has more fat than milk does, and yeah, I just kind of make a tea basically with the milk and add a little chocolate powder. Added some honey. So yeah. Not bad. You know it tastes. There's weed in it. What's dope about a good edible is a good edible lasts like 8 hours. So it's 2:40 where I'm at. By the time I'm done with this, it'll be 2:45. So yeah. So about 10 o'clock. What's dope about an edible that's different than like smoking weed is that there's an come up, a peak, and a come down, kind of like a trip. You know, it's. So I don't know how much THC is in it. Probably like 700 milligrams, maybe more. Yeah, but like. Whew, I can tell this shit's gonna fuck me up. That's honestly H71 Polo says a version of bong. Smoking has a come up too. It's just faster. I guess smoking anything reminds me of like DMT and ayahuasca, right? Where it's like DMT is just smoking, smoking DMT is a punch in the fucking face. But drinking ayahuasca, there's this like slow come up, and every psychedelic that you eat, in a sense, has a slow come up. And I would consider THC a minor psychedelic, done at high doses, and especially when eaten. Because when eaten, I'm pretty sure it turns into 11. I think it's called 11 hydroxy delta 9, you know, tetrahydrocannabinol, um, which is stronger than normal THC. And that's because the liver, when THC hits the liver, it changes the molecule. And like chemistry, the interesting thing about cannabis is like the chemistry of it, where it's like if I just brewed the cannabis in water this whole time and then drank it, it wouldn't have worked. But instead, I've been brewing it since like 10 o'clock. So, like, no, since 11 o'clock. Um, so, yeah, but I brewed it in milk in half and half. And because those have fats in it, you know, and I also just use shatter, but I also use weed. But, like, in a sense, it's just there's a knowing how to get it to work. That's what I love about it. And I actually learned this from watching like documentaries and watching videos of like old Indian and Hindu ways of them learning how to make like different milks, cannabis milks. So I wanted to try it myself, and I don't drink cow milk is the main thing. This is cow milk though, and this is the only time I ever drink cow milk. Is whatever, because I haven't tried it with almond milk. I don't know if there's going to be enough fat in the almond milk for it to actually work, but I will try it next time. But yeah, it's interesting how the cow has so much significance because like the cow's milk is how you got the cannabis to work, right? If you eat it, because if you just eat weed, it's not going to work. Even if I just ate that shatter, right? If I just ate the shatter, it's not going to work. I've infused it in coconut oil. My main problem is the only edibles that really work for me are drinks. I used to do this horrible, nasty one because I don't give a fuck what things taste like. Like I used to drink kratom every day, for like 3 years. Um, and so like the kratom's really nasty. So I would make a cannabis tea using liquid coconut oil and water, and I would just brew that up, and then I would just drink it, right? The oil and all, And I would add honey because if you add honey that still has the honeycomb in it, like the where it's like there's this stuff called white honey. For some certain honeys will actually infuse the oil with the water, where it will be like one beverage, um, and that's just what I've learned over the years. It's another reason why I added honey in this because that's what the honey did. It helped infuse the wax more into the liquid. But ooh, that's a good. H70 Polo says I put my oil in my hot cocoa. Yeah. Um, but that's kind of what this is. It's kind of like hot chocolate cannabis, but it's like it's really potent with the cannabis taste though. Um, if I added more chocolate, but I don't have like I prefer chocolate syrup, not chocolate powder. I don't have chocolate syrup. But if you can get hot cocoa mix, chocolate powder, vanilla extract, and maybe a small touch of cinnamon extract, with some honey, you can have a good tasting drink. Or that's because you had the oil though, and because I used milk, I didn't need to add oil because there's fat in the milk that the THC can attach to. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be really, really, really high. Damn. So I'm gonna be trying a new psychedelic next week, guys. Not gonna tell you what it is, but it's gonna be a new psychedelic that I have never tried before. And there's giant ass horse fly in here. There's a small fly, which is fine, but then there's a giant ass fucking horse fly in here. Yeah. Milk is gross. It's funny, like that's why I don't drink cow's milk. But it's so funny because I can see why cows are praised in certain areas, like in the Middle East and things like that. Like because like one, you follow the cow around, you'll find psychedelic mushrooms. Like in South America, things like that. Two, you follow the cow, you can brew some weed into the cow's milk, and it'll actually get you high. But if you brew some weed into just water, it won't do anything. And and I think there was some significance to that. That's why the cows kind of stuck around. Cows did create milk and like all this other shit, and they only eat grass, so in a sense that's healthy. Back in the day. Now we feed our cows grain, but I don't know. There's just this weird thing with drinking milk from an animal. You know what I mean? Like think about this. Like our human women produce milk out of their breasts to give to our children, but we're doing that from another animal. But if humans drank human milk, we would say, "Ill, that's disgusting." But if humans drink cow milk, they were like, "Oh, that's fine. It's just perfectly normal." Like, but I think that's because over the thousands of years, we've kind of grown this like thing with the cows. Um, but like, yeah, I might as well finish this off. So yeah, well, I've been on this live stream for an hour. I will come back on another live stream. So watch out for another live stream in about an hour or so. I'm gonna wait for this edible to kick in, and then see what I gotta do. I might have to do some few things, and um, no, I do not. The universe asks, do I know of the secret wars going on? No, I do not. Unless you're talking about the typical secret war that's been going on for a long time now. Because there's many. Because I don't know what you're talking about, but like I know World War III has the possibility of happening, but I also know what China's trying to do, what other countries are trying to do. I know what we're trying to do as well. Like the reason why we're over in the Middle East, and you know, the reason why the U.S. government is getting into cryptocurrency, the reason why um, there's a lot of things going on. The shit with 5G, and but I don't know of any specific like secret wars going on, just besides the typical No, I was about to say. See, I didn't want to go there, bro. But like, if you're going there, I'll go there. No, that's a typical. Well, to me at least, me and my friends were talking about this years ago, back when we were using like we would take LSD like twice a year together, and I would smoke DMT all the time and whatever. But like, we would talk about how there's this war going on between consciousness and the ego in a sense, but it's in a sense that which one will be in control of this world is the war in a sense. Which and right now you can kind of see who's in charge right now. That if you look at the politicians, if you look at all the people in charge, they're not good people. You know you know how Alex Gray broke in. No, Alex, not Alex Gray. Alex Jones. Excuse me. You know how Alex Jones broke into the Bohemian Grove thing and caught that ritual shit. Now that shit's real for one. He really did catch that shit. I know a lot of people discredit Alex Jones, but like he really did catch that shit on camera. They really do this weird ritual and they pray to this weird thing and they say it's all a gag, whatever. But no, it's I guarantee there are interdimensional beings that exist that can make influence in this world, but there are also good beings that can influence this world as well. Like imagine that uh, because you know how Native Americans pray to Mother Ayahuasca. Imagine Mother Ayahuasca has an influence in this dimension, right? But imagine also other beings that are not necessarily good that stay in the dark in the light because in the spirit world, in the psychedelic world, or in the spirit world, whatever you want to call it, there's light, there's dark, there's yang, there's up, there's down, there's uh, and in these areas, there's also outskirt areas, areas on the outskirts for lost souls in a sense. Now, because lost now, my girl had an experience on Hawaiian baby woodrow seeds. I think we took 10 seeds, and she laid down, and we experienced the closed eye visuals of it, and she traveled into this. Uh, First, she was in space in a sense, and then she had this like female entity kind of like have her on like a almost like on a fishing line, right? And she kind of threw her to see this and see this over here and see this over here in the universe, and then accidentally threw her too far, and she ended up in this place far out in like this where lost souls were. And there was just one woman there that like kind of missed her baby, and then there was other shit, like there's just so much shit, right? And there was this man that was screaming like screams of like horror and like, but like in a sense these places exist in higher dimensions because there are things that can lead us off the path but it's not just things that can lead us off the path. The funny part about the bad is that the bad can be used to help the good here in this dimension. We can manipulate it as long as we don't let it manipulate us. We let fear creep in when it comes to demons. We let fear creep in when it comes to darkness and whatever. But when fear creeps in when it comes to demons, that's how the demons take over, right? When we all know this shit, right? These are theories and ideas that have happened through movies and reality and whatever, and all religions for all eternity, right? But that's because it's real. That's why I don't fear any of this shit. In DMT, when I've smoked DMT, I have came across what some people would mistake as demons. What I do is, I know this sounds crazy, but genuinely, what I do is I look at them and I say, I love you. I know it sounds crazy, but I genuinely do because I feel bad for them. It's a love because I feel bad that they that they can't let go of their darkness enough to enter into the light. You know what I mean? Because while I'm traveling the spirit world, the shamans used to look at it as when you smoke ayahuasca, like when you smoke DMT or you do ayahuasca or do mushrooms, you're actually entering the spirit world. And when you actually enter the spirit world, in a sense, you need protection. So this is what the shamans believe. So that's why the shamans take ayahuasca seriously, in a sense, but also spiritually. But they also have fun in a sense because their life is this fun adventure, right? But it's a serious adventure because it's still an adventure. If you travel through the jungle, you might be like, yes, I'm traveling through the jungle, but there are shit that can kill you in there. So you have to watch, you have to know. So, like, over the years of me smoking DMT and doing psychedelics, I've learned things on my own, but also learned things by researching shamanism and realizing that I need to create a love bubble around me or protection thing when I'm in the spirit world. So when I smoke DMT, usually I'll sit there and say, in my head, I'll say, I love you, I love you, I love you, just in the beginning of it. And then I try to silence my mind so I can like pay attention to what's going on. But it's the love bubble. It creates this love bubble. So when dark entities come my way in the spirit world, they don't want to like the dark can't survive in the light. You know, what I mean, shadow cannot exist in the light. A shadow will always be where the shadows are. You know what I mean? Because the shadows are the absent of light. So as soon as a shadow comes into all bright light, it will dissipate. So like in a sense, over the years, I've learned how to. This is why I say I'm a modern day shaman, because I've learned over the years by myself, on my own, by taking the psychedelic, learning from the psychedelic, paying attention, fucking up. I've ended up in a psychosis. I've ended up quitting psychedelics for a while. I've ended up just researching things and like so much shit over about 6 years. And it's like now I look at it as this is some serious spiritual shit. Like this is no joke. The only psychedelics that are a little more fun are the ones that are not real in a sense that are not 100% natural. So LSD, you can have a little more fun with LSD than you can with LSA. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why LSA has nausea. There's a reason why, Hawaiian, because it's not meant to have a party setting. The nausea, in a sense, is telling you to sit the fuck down and pay attention, right? LSD is more young, wild, and free. But ayahuasca also gives you nausea. You might vomit out purge out your negative shit. But it's basically telling you sit the fuck down and pay attention, right? You're supposed to go on that soul journey within and like fuck the outside visuals. That doesn't fucking matter, right? Um, Now with LSD, it's all about the outside visuals, right? Now psychedelics can be used to empower your soul, but you have to use them correctly. And in a sense, you have to go through mental stress in physical life without psychedelics, real life, go through problems and overcome those problems because that's how you get stronger. Start working out, stay in shape, um, educate yourself. Because yes, you're right. There is a war going on, but like I don't necessarily like the word demons because like that's that Christian shit. Because I was born and raised a Christian, went to a Catholic school until I was in third grade. And then my mom just couldn't afford to have me go. Now, if she could, I would have went to Catholic school the whole entire time. But it's like I learned a lot of that shit, at a young age about Jesus and spirituality, and now I understand that it's that one, Jesus was probably tripping balls, and the Bible is just a bunch of trip reports where they forgot to tell us that they ate plants because humans don't understand that they were eating plants back then and didn't know that plants had molecules in them, and some were psychoactive and some were not, and some can cause this and some can cause that, and like there's just a lot of shit going on back then that humans didn't understand. Um, so like because of that, you know, there's a lot of spiritual shit that went on, spiritual visions that happen, and that's how religions start is spiritual visions, right? Um, Someone has a spiritual vision, someone goes on a spiritual quest, and then speaks about it, and someone writes about them, and then bam, we have a religion. But the thing is, that person is you. Like that, we are all on that spiritual journey. We are all on that shit because there is something. I don't like the term God and the devil, but there is a God and the devil in a sense. There is a this and that, a light and dark. But I don't hate the devil. That's the key. Why would you hate yourself? Because there is only one. One split itself into two, which was yin and yang, good and evil, light and dark, but still that one is still that light and dark. It is just the reflection of itself, the turned end of itself, right? The matter and antimatter, you know, the North Pole and the South Pole on a magnet. This is all that it split itself into just so it can be in this reality that we're in, female and male, up and down. Like the reason why we have all these polar opposites, it's because of that dark. So yes, the demons, the ego, the angel and the demon on your shoulder, these things are uh, it's up to you because the battle is within you. You're right. There's a fucking war going on within consciousness, but realistically the battle's within your mind, our mind. Like, are you happy? Are you doing what you were meant to do? Are you, Terrence McKenna said this once. He said the question will be asked to us, something about, I'm paraphrasing, but like, what did you do to save the world? And it's like, you got to ask yourself that question, like, genuinely. And then if you've done nothing to save the world and you feel bad about that, then do something. But if you've done nothing to save the world and you generally don't give a fuck, then fuck it, right? It doesn't matter because it's all on your genuine mentality of peace and contentment and appreciation and trying to, if you see a problem, why not attempt to try to fix it, right? And we all see there's a problem in the world. We all see there's a problem with the way things are run. We all see that half of the people actually in the world that are actually in the world, not the politicians, because the politicians don't actually live in the fucking real world here, but like half of the people in the real world would do better as politicians. If you removed all the politicians and replaced them with real fucking human beings, like, and that's the funny thing. I'm not saying that politicians aren't real fucking human beings. I guess what I'm just saying is that they're not. They don't experience the same life that we experience, but it's fine because that's why there's this disconnect from the way that they run shit and the way that we want shit to be run. The way that we want things to be run, we can all agree as a human fucking species, we want things ran differently. But why the fuck, even though we can agree as a human species, we want things ran differently, why the fuck can't we accomplish that difference? It's because they've made it. So, like, how the fuck can we accomplish that difference? Politicians don't value the same things. That's the thing. You're right. It's that disconnect. Like, it's because they don't live in the same world necessarily. And, like, I don't live in the same world either necessarily. Like, but that's no excuse. That's why I say this is bullshit. Things got to fucking change, and things are going to change. Everyone's scared of AI. I'm not scared of AI because I know what AI would really do. AI would take over most likely. Yes, everyone's scared AI is going to take over. They're going to take our jobs. And hopefully, you're right. I hope they take our jobs because one of the first jobs they'll take is the factory jobs and the, truck drivers and things like that. But also, they'll be coming for the politicians' heads. Like, because shit, it's going to be sad that an AI can probably run the country better than these politicians, because an AI would be like, well, why the fuck are you doing this to destroy the planet when you can do this? And the AI wouldn't want money as a gain. It's their values. And like, everyone's scared of AI because of movies, but did you ever think that Hollywood is forcing us to have this weird view of AI because they are scared of AI, not necessarily the people, because the people wouldn't necessarily have a problem. It's because AI would have we all want to save the planet. And no, AI is not going to kill us off because we are not the problem. The people in charge of the fucking problem. It's the way that things are ran. Siri for president 2052. Each 70 Polo said that. Fuck yeah, bro. But like, I don't know. I definitely think AI is going to change everything, nothingness. So God split itself up like a fucking atom splits, and like it created the Big Bang in a sense, and created good and evil, and then created multiple dimensions. And we're in the third dimension, but scientists have figured out there's multiple dimensions. They figured out E8, and I can go on for fucking ever about so much shit, but like, because we're going to be going to Mars soon, and then we're going to discover aliens, then we're probably going to go to another planet and change the DNA of these monkeys on another planet to make them smart and adapt us to them, and then the human species moves on because aliens and us, we are all the same. And I was talking to my dude Tim Reeves yesterday about that, but like, I just think there's yeah, this world is fucking insane because this war going on is not necessarily a war. It's a war as much as if you were playing Call of Duty or as if you were playing some virtual reality fucking version of Battlefield or something. Because like, this is just E8 is like this matrix machine that is creating these dimensions we're in, and like, this is just life, right? And like so many humans don't grasp it, but like quantum physicists are getting there, and AI is gonna get there, and all this other shit's gonna get there. That's why I'm just sitting back and enjoying myself and starting to manifest the things I want in my life and manifest the things I need in my life, and driving myself fucking wild and insane because like it's driving me nuts sometimes, and it's exhausting, and it takes time away from my family, and it takes time away from the things that I feel like that most people in their 20s want to do, but like instead, I'm gonna sacrifice the rest of my 20s to do this shit and the beginning of my 30s to do this shit. And like I'm just gonna attempt to do and become the man I was meant to be, you know? But I'm gonna end the live stream right here. But I'll be back in a little bit. So stay tuned for that.